The secret is out in Oregon. Dante Moore is the guy, and everybody loves him. Lockdown Big Ten starts right now.
You are Locked On Big Ten, your daily podcast on the Big Ten Conference. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Welcome to Locked On Big Ten. I'm Craig Sheeman, 40 years as a sports talk show host and play-by-play announcer, and I want to thank you for making us your first listen each and every day. We are free and available wherever you get your podcasts and on YouTube, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. Hey, hit that free subscribe button down below if you're brand new. That way you'll never miss a single episode. You'll be in the club. And we also ask you to share, like, and follow because that really helps us out as well. So Dante Moore, the secret is out. What'd you think? I'm going to tell you what I thought. Plus, we'll talk about what's coming up next. But the worst kept secret in Eugene, Oregon is out, right? After the Ducks coach Dan Lanning, he refused to give anybody a heads up regarding his depth chart, his starters, and namely his starting quarterback. And we finally learned that Dante Moore was starting quarterback after all, as expected, when the team ran onto the football field this past Saturday. Look, Oregon's a fun program to watch. They're a blast. Dan Lanning has a lot of goodwill on the bank. He's yet to lose a game in the Big Ten. He's the Big Ten champions from last year. And if this is how he wanted to conduct his preseason, so be it. Who am I to say anything differently? Just as a media person, I would like to know ahead of time and talk about it a little bit. But look, it all worked out the way we thought it was going to work. Dante Moore's the guy. So back to Dante Moore. It's got a unique situation when you compare him to other quarterbacks because he played a lot as a freshman at UCLA under Chip Kelly. Then he transferred to Oregon, but so did Dylan Gabriel. And so he went there and he sat for the most part for a year and watched Dylan Gabriel lead the Oregon Ducks to an undefeated season in a Big Ten championship. But now it's Moore's turn. And Saturday's Montana State game was his arrival party. And the Ducks won it easily, 59-13. In fact, the worst part of the day was the Oregon Duck. He lost his head and then ran back into the tunnel and then left his head behind. It was a whole thing. I felt bad for him. I love the Oregon Duck. It's one of the greatest mascots in sports. It was sad to see the way that worked out. But nevertheless, everything else went pretty well. Moore had an efficient day passing. He was 18 of 23. 213 yards, threw for 3 touchdowns, no interceptions, also threw in 18 yards on the ground. But afterward, Dan Lanning really praised him after the win. He said, look, man, he was really sharp and his decision-making was really good. In fact, he made a really good example. I believe the Ducks were up 14-0 at the time, and there was a 3rd and 10. And he said how Moore, he didn't force the pass. He was rolling out. Really wasn't there, decided to tuck it and run for 5 yards. Well, you may go, it was 3rd and 10. What's so big about a 5-yard run? Well, first of all, you didn't throw it away. It wasn't incomplete. They didn't, we weren't 10 yards back. They got the 5 yards. They were within field goal range. They kicked the field goal. They got the 3 points out of the deal. Just good decision-making that Dan Lanning said that play will never be a significant part of the stat book. But it was a significant part between the coach and the football player, a coach and a quarterback. This quarterback made the right decision. Get what you can get down. Let's get 3 points out of the deal. They didn't need them against Montana State, but they will need them when they play in the Big Ten. 3 points makes a big difference. Anybody remember the 1-point victory over Ohio State last year? I thought so. So when he did throw, he spread it out to everybody. Everybody got, this is what's great about this. When you play a team that you're better than at the beginning of the season, you get everybody involved. Everybody has something to build on for the next week. 10 different Ducks caught a pass in this game. Malik Benson led the way with 5 catches for 51 yards and a touchdown. Bryant Jr. and tight end Kenyon Sadiq caught touchdown passes as well. Freshman sensation Kenyon Moore, we've talked about him. He got his feet wet. He had 3 catches for 26 yards. All right, great. I would expect more connections in the future. Kenyon Moore. See what I did there? All right. Look, there's a lot of turnover from this football team from last year, the team that won the Big Ten championship. But Dan Lanning has been recruiting at a high level year after year after year, so that when you lose guys to the NFL or whatever, it's next man up. Who's next? And he's been hitting home runs in the transfer portal as well. Should any gaps arrive, he's able to plug them in the lineup and he's good to go. Now, look, 18 starters are gone. That's a lot. That's a lot. That's a big number, no matter how good your program is. Replace the 18 starters. That's a big deal. But there's one thing that we can notice here. If you want to compare this team to last year's team, and we just have one game to go on, so it's not a lot. But Ducks fans, think about this time last year. Remember, you were starting to get a little bit stressed out. I mean, the Ducks were winning, but they weren't winning by enough points, right? You remember now. So things look kind of hard early on. I remember the struggle to beat Idaho, 24-14. Then there was the shootout against Boise State, 37-34. Turned out the Boise was pretty good. And as I recall, it was really the second half of the Oregon State game. It was close at the half, right? And then the second half, they pulled away. And that's kind of when the Ducks became the Ducks, I thought, last year. And then 3 games later, there was the huge win against Ohio State. And then the rest was history. Mowing through, undefeated throughout the Big Ten, and on to the Big Ten championship game. And then we all know the story, how the playoffs didn't work out. I'm going to say it. I don't want to sound like making excuses or whatever, but winning the Big Ten championship game and getting a bye in the playoff, that really hurt the Ducks. It really did. And they were off for 25 days before they played a team that already had another playoff game under its belt in Ohio State. And Ohio State was a buzzsaw at that time. So hopefully that won't happen. They've tweaked the seeding system in the playoffs, and hopefully that won't be a problem for whoever wins the Big Ten championship moving forward. So my larger point here, though, is that the Ducks seem to be off to a better start than they were last year. And last year's team was exceptional. And Dante Moore seems ready to lead them as well. So coming up next, they got Oklahoma State, and Oak State just came off a game with UT Martin, held them to 109 yards passing, just 9 of 17 passing. But I think Dante Moore is significantly better, and the Oregon Duck passing attack is significantly better than UT Martin. So we'll let it rip, and we'll see what happens with the Ducks moving forward into this game. Ducks fans, I would love to hear from. And by the way, does anybody have any inside scoop on what happened to the Oregon Duck mascot exactly? I mean, was the kid okay? He was out there, the head falls off, and he didn't pick up the head. He just turned around and went back into the tunnel. Maybe he was told under no circumstances show your face. I don't know what was going on. So I just saw the little clips on social media, and from what I saw, it looked funny, unfortunate, but I'd like to know. And I would like to know your opinion regarding the Oregon Ducks this year compared to last year. What do you think? Now that we have a game under our belt with Dante Moore, look, Dylan Gabriel was phenomenal. What do you think about Dante Moore after just one game? Hit me up in the comments section. I would love to hear from you. Also, want to give you a couple of reminders here. If you are new, we're here every single day, and all things Big Ten. Hit that free subscribe button down below, and you can join the club and follow us. And that way you'll never miss a single podcast. Also, if you're a Big Ten fan, I know you know other Big Ten fans, and maybe they don't know we're out here every single day. If you could share, hit that little share arrow, share, follow, and like. Let them know we're out here. Word of mouth. We'd really appreciate it. Let them know we have a video podcast on YouTube. The audio version of this very same podcast is on audio only if you like Apple or Spotify, by the way. So there are no reason for you to miss a podcast. So you can do that. But go ahead and subscribe before you leave and check out a second listen from a previous podcast. We have a website, talkbig10.com, where we put all of our podcasts there as well. All right, coming up in a minute, we'll take a look ahead. What's coming up? A lot of exciting stuff for this Locked On Big Ten podcast this weekend. It's all next as we continue right here on Locked On Big Ten. FanDuel. Watching games is exciting. Going to games is exciting. You got a little action on the game. It's even more exciting right now with football season here and NFL season is here, college underway. Jump on in. Right now, new customers can bet just $5. And if that $5 bet wins, you'll get $300 in bonus bets across the app for anything, point spreads, point totals, parlays, player props in the NFL, all that kind of stuff right there on one easy-to-use app. It's quick. It's easy. It's the best way to add a little more energy to Sunday games with the NFL. So are you ready to play? Download the FanDuel app now by visiting FanDuel.com and get started. That's FanDuel.com and place your first $5 bet. Rugiet ready. Let me tell you about this. Maybe you've heard of or used Viagra or Cialis. Maybe you have mixed results. I don't know. But if you're looking for something beyond the usual pill, it's time to meet Rugiet Ready. Rugiet Ready is a next-generation prescription treatment designed to amplify arousal in the brain as well as the blood flow. And unlike the usual pills that can take hours, Rugiet has a 3-in-1 formula that dissolves under your tongue and kicks in fast, on average 15 minutes. The effects can last up to 36 hours, so you can stay in control and confident all along. Over 150,000 men have tried this already. They've made the switch. You can too. Head over to Rugiet.com/LockedOnCollege and use the code LockedOnCollege and get 15% off today. That's Rugiet, RUGIET.com/LockedOnCollege and use the promo code LockedOnCollege for 15% off. Individual results may vary with prescription treatment. Compounded drugs are permitted to be prescribed under federal law, but are not FDA approved and do not undergo FDA safety, effectiveness, or manufacturing review. So please visit the Rugiet website for full safety information. All right, thank you for checking us out here at Locked On Big Ten. We are here each and every day. Always appreciate that. I'm going to tell you about something else we're doing here while I have you. We're doing a survey, and I had it right here. There we go. We got this survey where we're asking people what you think about everything on Locked On, what you like, what you don't like. We ask you about advertisers, all that kind of stuff. So you can check it out. The survey, lockedonpodcast.com/survey. And as soon as you enter and fill it out, you'll be eligible and get perhaps be one of 10 winners of a $100 Amazon gift card. Again, that is at lockedonpodcast.com/survey. So if you could help us out with that, that would be fantastic. Also, exciting news. We're here every day with podcasts here at Locked On Big Ten, all 18 teams with news, opinion, analysis of that news. And again, if you are a Big Ten fan and know other Big Ten fans would like to know that we're out here each and every day, we'd appreciate you spreading the word as well, because that really helps us out. But Saturdays, we pick the biggest game on the schedule in the Big Ten. And we say, all right, that game's the big one. We're going live after that one. We went live after the Texas-Ohio State game on Saturday. This week, we're going to go live right after the Michigan-Oklahoma game. So check us out. I see your real-time live reaction and comments. We got a comment section that's live. You get my immediate unfiltered reaction to the game as soon as it is over. And that's what makes those kind of really special and a lot of fun. So check us out. This will probably be around 11:15 Eastern, because that's a night game, 7:30 game. So mark your calendars for that. And hopefully you can join us there for the most unique Big Ten podcast in the country. Many ways for you to interact with me. Don't forget Twitter or X at Talk Big Ten. Our website also, talkbig10.com. And be sure to hit that free subscribe button before you go. And that way you never miss a single episode. Also, share, like, and follow if you can. And tell you something else that Locked On's doing that's pretty cool. College football fans, Locked On and Fire TV present the College Football Kickoff, your ultimate college football weekly preview. Drake Toll, he's great. He's from Locked On Big 12. He leads the conversation along with two-time AP Coach of the Year, Gary Patterson, former college star Jesse Holley, and Locked On's local experts from all across the country. A college football preview only Locked On can deliver. Catch College Football Kickoff every Thursday throughout the season, only on Fire TV. That'll do it for us. Had a lot of fun, and I can't wait to talk to you again tomorrow for Locked On Big Ten. I'm Craig Sheeman. We'll see you next time.